Muktosmi Sharira Bhandat Saropadeshu Purushottamasya Tasyanve Padma Pranatosmi Nityam Prahlada Narada Parasara Pundarika Vyasamrisha Sukha Saunaka Bhishma Dulbyan Rukmanga Uddhav Vibhishna Palgunadin Punyan Imam Parama Bhagavatam Namami Janmadi Asya Yato Anvyad Idara Sacha Arteshu Abhijna Swarat Thene Brahma Hridaya Adi Havaye Mukhyantiyah Surayah Tejo Varimrita Meta Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Amrita Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastakoham Satyam Param Dhimahi Dharma Prochita Kaitava Atra Paramo Nirmatsaranam Satam Vedyam Vastavam Atra Vastu Sivadan Tapatrayo Unmulanam Srimad Bhagavate Maha Muni Kim Krima Parairishvaraha Sadyo Hridi Avarudyate Atra Kritibihi Sushrushvi Takshanat Nihema Kalpataror Galitam Palam Sukhamukad Amradam Dhruva Samyuktam Bhibada Bhagavatam Rasamalaya Muraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavukaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudhirayet Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayati Asu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayat Ahaitukam Sunvatam Sokata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanaha Hridayantastohi Abhadrani Vidnoti Sursatam Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtaki Vasudeve Paraveda Vasudeva Paramakaha Vasudeva Para Yoga Vasudeva Para Kriyaha Vasudeva Param Jnanam Vasudeva Param Tapaha Vasudeva Paro Dharma Vasudeva Paragatihi Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranama Dukkha Samanattam Namami Harim Param Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. In the last session, we learned a story about ass, a donkey. So we heard the donkey story, and we learned that how one should not behave like that donkey. That donkey was really bad. It was covered by mode of ignorance, because mode of ignorance, especially the ignorance on the spiritual knowledge, one tries to identify oneself with the body. That's the biggest problem. Ignorance means we are covered. Avidya. Avidya means not vidya. Vidya means knowledge. Opposite of vidya is avidya. Avidya means no knowledge. No knowledge means ignorance. Ignorance means start seeing things differently from what that is. So, for example, this is a glass. If I see this glass as a cell phone, that means I don't have knowledge. I cannot put and start speaking like this. Hello, how are you, Mahati? I can't do that because if I think like that, then I'm in ignorance. I don't have a proper knowledge, right? And if I take a cell phone and pour water to drink, I mean, phone is gone, dead. It's not going to work. That's not the purpose of cell phone. So a real knowledge is trying to see the thing as they see things as it is and know the purpose of what it is for. If we don't have the clear knowledge, that means we are in ignorance. Therefore, the spiritual knowledge, lack of spiritual knowledge means more of material knowledge. Material knowledge means thinking ourselves to the body. We are this body, and that's the biggest problem. And Dhenukasura represents that particular problem. He was very much into materialistic intelligence. He is very much into identifying himself with the body. Therefore, he was lack of spiritual knowledge. Lack of spiritual knowledge leads one into many problems. That's why we have to somehow or the other spend time as much as possible in cultivating knowledge, spiritual knowledge, because from our birth we have been spending a lot of time on material education. So how many years, Bhavya, do you have studied in school? How many years you gone to school, Bhavya?
Prabhuji, I think about 13 years.
13 years, and then probably another some more years, right? It depends on what study you're going to do. Maybe another 8 years or 10 years. We don't know. You may, study for another, double the years of what you studied now. So we spend so much time on the material education and less time on the spiritual education. Therefore, it is important we spend at least some time in the spiritual education as well. In fact, spiritual education is what we should be all spending most of our time. But nevertheless, at least spend some time on the spiritual education. So we are not in avidya. We slowly get our ignorance removed, and then vidya comes, knowledge comes. Knowledge is all within us already, because Atma is full of knowledge. Atma is full of knowledge. It is just because of the coverings, because of our self identifying with this body, and we are in this material world. Therefore, the real knowledge is somehow or the other in a sleeping state, right? It's in a dormant state. So, by the association of devotees, by the association of saintly people, in a proper satsanga, what we have to do is speak about Krishna, speak about Bhagavad Gita, speak about Bhagavatham, Ramayana, Mahabharata. So, in that way, our sattva guna increases. As our sattva guna increases, our rajoguna and tamoguna will go away. Once it's gone away, then our activities are all becomes transcendental. It becomes pure. So this is what we need to practice. So this is what we learn from.
చూడండి ఆగట్లేదు ఏంటంటే
This is Yeah. So this is the message that we learned from the Dhenukasura stories. After killing Dhenukasura, everyone was so happy. The devatas were very happy, and life was back to normal. Meaning Krishna went back, and then the boys were doing whatever they need to do, and again they were playing and having grazing of cows in the forest, and this was their daily activities. This was their dharma. Their dharma is to just do whatever they've been doing on a regular basis: go to the forest, graze the calves, bring them back, milk the cow, and play. This is what their activities are. Life was very exciting and interesting. Hmm. So most of the time, that's not the way our life are here. Someone was telling to me yesterday, the life is. I feel that my life is only nothing but other than working, office work. I don't see anything else is happening in my life. Most of the time, I'm spending in front of the computer, doing my job. Less I spend with my family, less I spend time with my, friends and so forth. So life is full about job, job, and job. So it is true, but then if there is a desire, there's a will, there is always way that we can find and balance our life between job and other activities. The other activities, when I say other activities, it should be mostly on the spiritual aspect. Otherwise, it's not going to be beneficial for us as Atma. So one fine day, Krishna and his friends went to a special spot. Children always like to go to a some unknown special places. If you've been always going to say Bhavya or whoever Mahati, and you all are always, if you're always going to go to Creek Coil Lake every day, your father and mother taking for a walk to Creek Coil Lake, right? And suddenly you decided, let's go to some other park, else park and this park. There's so many parks are there anyway, coming with some names here. So let's go to that park. So it's exciting to always go to a different place where you've never been, right? So you're happy to go to some new places. Otherwise it's boring to go to the same place, right? So Krishna's friends and they all said, "There's one small little new spot that we have found near the river of Yamuna, and for some reason no one goes to that spot. I think we should go to that spot, Krishna. It's going to be very, very exciting. No one knows there's this spot is there. And I heard that this spot is very special spot. But our elders, our parents never said anything about this spot. So let's go do a hiking and jacking and walking and talking and playing and whatever we need to do in that particular area. Let's go there. And Krishna said, "Wow, it's really, I didn't know there was a spot like that. Yeah, let's go and find it out." So Krishna decided, and they this time, for interestingly, they left Balaram and went. So Balaram was behind and he was doing whatever he was doing. They just carried on. They just got carried and then just went with friends and the calves. So they all went to this spot and the boys are so happy, but the spot was little weird, little different than usually what they have seen with other areas of Yamuna is a big river. It's not just one small creek. It's a big river. It goes from one into a long distance. So this particular, they've been to different parts of Yamuna and they played there and they did everything. But then this particular area was seemed to be a little different for them. It was a different experience. Even to look at the place over there, it was just looking different. And nevertheless, some of the boys are always, they just can't wait. You go with bunch of your friends, you enter into a playing area, whether it's magic house or Six Flags or whatever. as soon as you step into as soon as you step into that, suddenly they will all disappear, right? Why? Already they're already into the games, going to this game and jumping to that one, and you have to find out where they are. So it's very difficult when you go in a group and they all run in all different direction. So likewise, there were some boys also and some calves also. As soon as they came to the spot, they just ran towards this river Yamuna and started drinking water. Well, what's special about drinking water? They always do that one, right? Here's the thing. As soon as they drank water, little touch happened into their mouth, into their tongue. They all fell down unconscious. Tap, tap, tap. The calves were falling off, and the cows were falling off, the boys were falling off. Everyone. Oh, you know what? I have a presentation. So you can see this presentation. Let me share the screen. Um, so you can watch some colorful pictures here. Let me see. It's a very huge presentation, so I won't be able to cover all the presentation. I'm just going to show a few slides here. Let's see this one. Okay, share. This is where it is. You see my screen? Just nod your head if yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, good, good. So this is a Leela that we are seeing today. We are going to see today. We'll see how much we can cover because this is very beautiful. Of course, all the pastimes of Krishna are so very beautiful. In this one, there is a section which comes as a prayers, prayers by the wives of this snake, this serpent. The serpent name is called Kalia. Kalia had many, many wives, and those wives are going to do some nice stotra, praise of Krishna. So we will see that also. So there's some nice paintings as you can see here, and this is just an opening screen, meaning we will see the story. What Krishna, you can see Krishna right on the top, right, is jumping and dancing on the head of. It's not multiple snakes. It once. I know you all this know the story, but I'm just giving some explanation here, details here for everyone. So this is one snake which multiple hoods, multiple head, right? They have. So you can see this painting says that Krishna and this coward boy went to Yamuna river, this time without Lord Balaram. And look at Krishna's curious, questionable, some sort of reaction on his face. Nice, right? He's looking and turning and looking, wow, what's happening here? Hmm? Something like that. So they were all walking, they were all going towards Yamuna River, and the boys were all coming and playing. And you can see here this nice picture. And then the boy said, I'm feeling very thirsty, Krishna. I want to drink some water. And he didn't even wait for Krishna to say yes, no, whatever it is. He just said something, and he just, people sometimes doesn't wait for permission, right? Sometimes do you do this one where, you say something for the sake of telling to your parents, but then you don't wait for whether they say yes, go do it or not do it, because you know very well they are going to say don't do it, right? You just tell them and immediately go and start doing things which they don't want you to do anyway, right? Like this is boys, they said, Krishna, I'm very thirsty. That's it, tongue disappeared. They went and then they went there and drank some water. Does anyone remember where in another place where someone went and drank water and they were also falling unconscious? Does anyone can connect? Yeah, Bhavya.
Prabhuji, it happened in the Pandavas Leela. So, the Pandavas' sons, the Kunti's son, they were like on the exile, and when they were like drinking some water, they just fell unconscious, and then Yudhishthir saved them by answering the questions of the king of the river.
Yeah, very good, very good. You were going to say
I
something,
know that
Rukmini?
story.
Oh,
I
you
was
know.
saying I know that story.
Okay. So you can see here, likewise, all the boys were falling off. You must be thinking they are sleeping because this is how we sleep, right? When we sleep, it's almost like unconscious state. But they are not sleeping. They really fell off, drinking the water which has been contaminated. This water was contaminated, and we are going to see what happened soon. But you can see the cows were also fell off, unconscious, and Krishna is coming and watching what's going on here. And you're seeing here, you know, some boy was there still, in a condition, movable condition. He's saying, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. They went and drank some water from this river, and they all fell off. And look at this cow, completely ulta. All the legs are facing upside and it's down. Someone is going to faint. This cow's eyes are rolling and he's going to fall off. And this boy is just couldn't even stand properly. He's also going to fall off to the ground. So Krishna is watching, wow, what's going on here? Right? And Krishna felt really, really compassionate towards seeing his friends. So this is a related story in Ramayana. Here we are seeing Samudra. I mean, here we are seeing Yamuna. Over there in Ramayana, also similar case where Rama wanted to cross over the ocean, right? Mahati, Rama wanted to cross the ocean to go to Lanka. That time the ocean did not give away. And what did Rama react? How did Rama react to that? What happened? He became very angry, right?
Yeah, he became very angry.
Yeah, he became very angry. He said, I'll just completely destroy this ocean, right? Like here in this case, it was not the ocean's mistake. You all can still see the screen fully?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, because I'm trying to see your videos also as I'm trying to do this one. It's a little challenging. That's why I'm asking to make sure that you're all able to see it. So now, but here the Yamuna did not make any mistakes. But in that portion, in that area of Yamuna, there lived a very, very, very poisonous, very, very dangerous snake, a serpent. And when we talk about serpent and snake, it's not like 1 feet, 2 feet, 3 feet. We might be getting afraid of even seeing a small size. Have you ever seen a small size, just a small size, even a size of this length? Have anyone seen snakes on this size? No, it's always walking around, and it just not walk. It doesn't walk. It just everywhere in the garden. You can just see it's all there. For that, seeing this size of snake, even that one scares the people to death because it's a snake. Snake means people are afraid. But this particular snake that we are talking about, it is not a baby snake. The baby snake when I'm talking about is the one which is you can see in the zoo. If you've been to the St. Louis Zoo, there's one big anaconda, sort of a long, very huge one, right? Have you seen? Any of you seen that? This one? Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. All it does is just be there. That's all it does. It doesn't move fast. So we might be thinking, wow, this is so big. But Kalia is not when compared to Kalia, these are all like bachas. You know bachas means, right? It's babies, it's small ones, it's kids. So Kalia was huge serpent with 100 hoods, heads, 100. Can you imagine? And it's very deadly. It's very poisonous, very, very poisonous. It constantly, it's just not just the poison, even the vapor comes out of its nose, right? Heavy breathe. That also mixed with a lot of poison, right? So no one can live in the vicinity of this area. Even if the birds which flies above this area, they will immediately fall down because of the vapor that is emanated from the Kalia's mouth, its nose, right? So there is a story behind what who Kalia is. We'll see those things later. There, I'm going to skip these things of past life. So when Krishna saw that all his friends, most of his friends were falling off unconscious, including the cows falling unconscious. Oh, by the way, in this painting, can you see that some of the cows have some designs on their body? Do you know what they are? Oh, you're here. Diksha, welcome. Yeah. So do you know, Diksha, what is, you see some of the cows, I'm enlarging it. Some of the cows, yeah, Rukmini, you raised your hand. What is that?
Prabhuji, that is like the hands of Krishna.
Is that right, Diksha?
Um, I think they're kind of like flowers there.
You see that as flowers? Mahati, what do you think?
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
I didn't join the class, but my father was listening to it, and I was having another class, so I wasn't there.
Oh, that's okay. You joined, you didn't miss much. We were just talking about our babe, a pet. This pet is Kalia, a snake. Right. Would you like to have a snake as a pet at your house?
No, I don't like snakes.
You don't like snake, but there are people who like snakes. They also keep snakes as their, pets, in their home.
I know that, but wow, that's scary. I never want a snake pet. Me too.
All right. Okay. Now let's continue the story.
Prabhuji,
So,
is it the
of Krishna Prabhuji?
You said right. You said right. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, that's very nice, Diksha. You have a nice bracelet made by yourself. Looks like. Okay.
Not by myself. In the class, we needed to do 2 activities. So we didn't have time. So we made the first activity. It's a bear bracelet.
Oh, this is a very good idea. I can steal this idea for our school.
They
Thank you.
showed it in our class.
Okay. Thank you. So now, yes, Rukmini, you're right. These are all hands of Krishna touched by Krishna. The cows were touched by Krishna. But someone, please do not ask me if Krishna has not touched the other cows. Okay, it is just artistic. The painter's mood. So I don't know those things. All right. So where are we now? This is not good.
Krishna did touch all of the cows, and the cows do have all of the cows do have them, but the people didn't paint it.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Krishna equally treats all the cows, and there's no any partiality that Krishna has among the cows. Likewise, Krishna doesn't have partiality among any of us as well. We'll see those things when we get into the songs or the stotram by the Kaliya's wives, Nahapatnis. Okay, so now Krishna thought, all right, so I got to do something. This snake who resides here is so envious, is so dangerous. We have to, I have to control and do something and punish this snake called Kaliya. So otherwise, he's going to destroy the entire Vrindavan. So Krishna thought about it, and you see where is Krishna there in the picture? He's on the a tree, Kadamba tree. The tree is called Kadamba tree. So he was there. He climbed the tree, and from the tree, what did Krishna do? He climbed this tree right here. You see here, he's climbing the tree, and then
Prabhuji, some of the pictures are in my book.
okay, all right. So as you can see from the Kadamba tree, Krishna jumped into the river Yamuna. Can you imagine even a drop of Yamuna would put people into unconscious state or even kill them, right? It's so poisonous. Not only just the river, as I said, the vapors that comes out of the body of Kalia is also very poisonous. But Krishna, without any thought, he didn't even think about any of those things. He just jumped into this ocean. I mean, not ocean, in the river. So you should remember, you all go to swimming pool, right? Sometime you jump into the water games. When you do these things, you should remember these things. That's the purpose of you hearing all the stories. Whenever you play, whenever you do certain activities, you immediately have to connect those things with what you learned from Bhagavatam, right? Yeah, 1 second, Diksha. So we always have to connect. When you jump into the swimming pool, into the water games, whatever, you just remember Kaliya's pastime. Right? So yeah, Diksha, you had a question?
I needed to tell something.
All right, go ahead.
Yesterday, I made a little bracelet, and as Janmashtami is reaching up in August, I put that bracelet as a necklace for Krishna. Until Janmashtami comes, when Janmashtami comes, I'll take it.
This is wonderful idea, Diksha. You're already preparing yourself for Janmashtami, which is 1 month ahead. And you already started planning, making nice things for Krishna. So this is beautiful. You're a wonderful.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
actually, I was looking at the calendar yesterday, and I saw the August, and I saw that August 30th is Janmashtami.
Yeah, you gave another idea for me. So we can make, every one of you can start planning for what you're going to give for Krishna on Janmashtami, right? That's a very good idea. So we all can plan and do something for Krishna. Okay, now let's get back to the story, and then we'll open up for you to share most of these things later. Okay, Diksha? Okay, if you have questions, please raise your hand and we can continue. So now Krishna jumped into the river. When Krishna jumped into the river, it made a big noise, big sound, huge sound. As you can see here, it splashed the water. Most of the water just came up, as you can imagine. Krishna, when he jumped, Krishna also was, a little a chubby person, right? So when he jumped, that means the water all splashed and came out. Anyway, so around the forest, around that area, it was not only that the boys and the cows were fainting off. Even a drop of water, when it touches the plant also dies. That was a power of the poison of Kaliya, right? Now, when Krishna jumped into the river, the Kaliya was somewhere coiled and relaxing inside. But Kaliya is always an angry person. Always he was angry. So he was coiled and relaxing and being somewhere in the corner. Under the water, the base, there are a lot of holes. Within that holes, there are snakes. Many snakes are there. So Kalia was also inside somewhere in a hole, not a small hole, it's a big hole. It's a cave sort of thing. So he was there. When he heard the sound, Kalia became very, very, very angry. He was just thinking, who's that? How dare someone can just make such a noise in my water, my area? So he became very angry, and then he saw from a distance there was this little boy. The boy was just Krishna was jumped inside, and he was just playing and swimming and doing all sort of having nice time in the water. And Krishna and Kalya was saying, "What? This small little boy? How dare he is to do these things in my area?" But then at the same time, when he saw Krishna, he could see that Krishna was wearing a yellow silken garments, dhoti, right? He was seeing very attractive. His body was shining like a glowing white cloud. And he could also see on his chest a mark of Srivatsa, a mole on his chest. And he was smiling, and it was a very sweet smile on his face, very beautiful, and his lips were representing like a lotus flower, and he was fearlessly playing in this water, because Kali had never seen anyone fearless, because everyone was afraid to come to this location. But this boy was fearless, very happy, wonderful appearance, and he was not afraid of anything. So when Kalia saw Krishna, he himself got attracted. Right? He was just very much attracted. That is the beauty of Krishna. You know, even the people who are hating Krishna, who doesn't like Krishna, even when they see Krishna's painting, when they see Krishna, when they hear about Krishna, even they get attracted to Krishna. That's the beauty of Krishna, because Krishna means all attractive. So he attracts people in one way or the other. Sometimes people get attracted to God by God's stories. Sometimes people get attracted to God by seeing God's wonders of this world. Sometimes people get attracted to God when God is providing them certain things because of their prayers. Sometimes people get attracted to God by seeing His beauty. Right? There are many ways that one get attracted. We all get attracted also in this world. What is that attracts you, Mahati? What makes you, you feel very attracted of something? What is it attracts you the most?
It's Lord Krishna.
Don't tell me Krishna attracts you the most. You're all in a higher stage. I know that, right? You're all Uttama Bhaktas, but come to little the standard and just tell me what is that attracts you. Next, don't tell me holy name attracts me. Hare Krishna Mahamantra attracts me. Bhagavatham attracts me. Devotees association attracts me. All these things are your wonderful qualities. I agree to that one. I'm not going to say no to that. You're all devotees. But just tell me, what is it on a material plane that attracts you?
I have this rubber band set and we can make bracelets out of it like this. I love them the most. That's what
Thank you.
attracts me.
Thank you for being very honest, very truthful. Can you show that bracelet? Bring it closer. We'll all also see. Oh my goodness. One, two, three, four. Orange, white with blue, and multicolor, and the last one light blue with what? Oh, wow. It's very I myself got attracted to it now. Maybe I should start wearing from my next class on my around my way around my wrist and then around my neck. So I'm going to try this out. Okay, Diksha, what attracts you?
Mostly my brother.
Ah, that's a very nice attraction. Your brother is an attraction for you. Good. Bhavya, what is attractive for you, Bhavya?
Prabhuji, the opulence, the qualities of Krishna and the pastimes of Lord Krishna.
Yeah, I already told. Is there anything else? Materially, nothing attracts you at all. I know nothing attracts you. Then you can be frank.
Prabhuji, reading books that are about mysteries and that are like about adventures and like magic, etc. That also attracts me.
There's mysteries and things like that. That's very nice attraction. Very good. Rukmini, what attracts you?
Like my walkie-talkie.
Walkie talkie.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So you see that attractions are there. You all have different types of attraction, and your attraction is, you should know that Mahati, your attraction towards your bracelet, right? And of course, your attraction to your brother is very good. Your attraction of reading is very good, and Rukmini, your attraction to your walkie-talkie. So some of these attraction, which is uh, we know that as we grow will change, especially if they are objects like the cell phone, the bracelet, and walkie-talkie and things like that. So it may change, right? So our attraction, that's why Krishna is somehow or the other trying to attract us through his stories, through his beauty, through his qualities, like Bhavya said, through his qualities. So everyone get attracted to Krishna. So Kalia saw Krishna and he also got attracted. But even though he got attracted, he doesn't want to accept that, but he was his envious nature, his ego, everything was standing in front. Sometimes do you have this experience when you know someone is really right in their viewpoint, in their opinion, but still you may don't want to accept it? Have you, any one of you, gone through that experience? You know someone is saying correct, but then you don't want to accept it. Or put this other way around. you, other way around is where you are saying something really correct, right, right thing, but the other person knows that but doesn't want to accept. Bhavya said yes. So sometimes what happens, this is because of our the prestige or pride or ego that we have, which stops us to accept the right things. Even though we know that is right, everything is correct, we deny that one abruptly, without brutally, we have, deny that one, because that person will become right and I will become wrong. I don't want to become wrong by any means. Even though if I am wrong, I don't want that to be projected as wrong, right? So here, even though Kalia knows he got attracted to Krishna, but then he put aside that attraction and he rushed towards Krishna and coiled Krishna. Coiling, right? Just take something and you just wrap it around a thread or something, like how Yashoda Maya coiled, wrapped tied Krishna. Like that, over here, it is not Yashoda did this one. It was this Kalia coiled Krishna around. And Krishna was caught. Let me see if I can find a picture. Here Krishna jumps. Oh my God, look at this picture. This is Kalia, by the way, right? As I said, it's not multiple, it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not 6 snakes. It is one snake with multiple heads. Look at his.
Prabhuji, is that fire from his mouth?
Yeah, it looks like fire. That's
Prabhuji,
yeah.
Prabhuji, actually Kalia has 5 heads.
Bhagavatam says he has 100 heads. You know that? Bhagavatam says 100 heads. Yeah. So here, yes, the fire you can see here. So it's ready. The Krishna. Let me try to move this picture a little up. Yeah, there you go. So you can see that Krishna is coolly watching, but then the Kalia. You see here the heads, Diksha. Many heads, right? So many heads. So Krishna also started as Kalia was trying to come to Krishna, and Krishna was trying to play with Kalia, running here and there, and the Kalia was trying to chase, and Krishna from here to he come here, and he comes here, Krishna goes there, and he goes there, and Krishna goes down, and when he goes down, Krishna goes up, and it was a lot of fun. It was just they were having a lot of fun. 1 second, Diksha, you can see here, and finally
Prabhuji,
Kalia.
was Kali also having fun?
Kalia was not having fun. He was getting tired. It was only Krishna who was having fun because Krishna was very in a playful mood. Kalia was not in a playful mood. He was very angry. He was very angry. You can see it. And then Kalia came and bit the chest of Krishna. Can you imagine? He came and bit the chest of Krishna. Uh, when snakes bites, you know what's going to happen when snakes bites, right?
Gone.
Gone. But then Krishna was not at all affected. He was just, as if a mosquito bit. What do you do when the mosquito comes and bites? Like this, right? So when Kalia comes and bites Krishna, as if some mosquito came and did something. It was a great insult for Kalia. Can you? Kalia become very insulted. What I bit Krishna and then he was just ignoring me, nothing happened to him. What is this? So he got really angry, and you can see here now he started coiling Krishna. This beautiful picture, right? Nice black and white picture. You can see here Krishna, Kali is trying to get ready. Meanwhile, the people who are living over there, they could hear all sort of sounds. They could hear some sounds, and some of the boys, they just rushed back, and then they said, you know what, Nanda Maharaj, what's happening? Krishna is in danger. Krishna is in danger. Kalia. But as soon as Nanda Maharaj heard the name Kalia, he couldn't take it because they all know that Kalia lives there. That's why the men of Vrindavan, they did not tell about this location to the boys. Why? Do you all have this experience when your parents said not to do that? That is what you will do, right? And Mahati, your mom is saying, Mahati, don't do the bracelet now. And then don't go and take the bracelet box that I kept it over there. And what you're going to do? You said, okay, mom, I will not go there. And then you sneak in and look where the box is, where your mother has kept the box. Make sure it is there. And you may take it and play, or that's the thing. When parents says not to do, and that is exactly what we wanted to do, right? Is that the same nature even the adult has? Not. When we were young, when I was young, my father said, Lal, you should not ride the cycle by yourself. And I said, okay, Dad, I will not do that. And then once I see my father is gone inside, I take the cycle and go on the street, right? So it's the same thing. Now we are grown, it's the same nature continues. Krishna says, don't get attracted, don't do this mistake, do bhakti, don't go and do that particular thing, don't talk bad about others, be truthful. And whatever Krishna says, we tell to Krishna, yes, Krishna, I will follow your instruction. And whatever Krishna says, we'll do ulta of what he said. If Krishna said, be truthful, as soon as we open our mouth, full of lies. As Krishna says, be straightforward and honest. Even among devotees, sometimes we try to be trickful, right? So these are the things that as we grown, our age has grown, our body has grown, but we have to see and check and balance our consciousness as our jnana, our knowledge, has that matured, or it is same as I was when I was in 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years old. If it is same, then we are bhalaka. Bhalaka means we are still child. We are grown by age and body, but our mentalities are still childish. Correct? Yes. So yeah. So when Kalia was ready, he was just coiling, and then the Nanda Maharaj and everyone has already told them not to go to that spot. They didn't tell them not to go to that spot, because they know very well if they say not to go to that spot, all the boys will go to that spot. Therefore, they never spoke about that particular location. But somehow or the other, they found this location and they went there. And Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Mai, and all the Gopas and Gopis, they all were really, really worried, because it was Krishna who was in the river now. All the Gopis and Gopas were thinking, are we going to get Krishna back? It is not possible. You know, anyone who goes close to the river will be killed. Whereas Krishna has gone inside the river. That means we are not going to get Krishna back. He will be finished. If Krishna is gone, what is the purpose of we living in this world without Krishna? We cannot survive without Krishna. So they were all really, really worried. At the time, Balaram said, he was smiling, right? Say someone is really having a problem in their life, and you go and tell to someone, right? For example, who's here? So, let's see if anyone else over here other than you four. I don't see any other kids here. Okay, so among you, you see if someone is coming and telling you, who wants to go? Who should I pick up here among you four? Who wants to volunteer? No one?
Prabhuji, I want to volunteer.
Oh, Anirudh. Wonderful, Anirudh. Thank you, Anirudh. So, Anirudh, you have friends, right, in your school?
Yes.
Okay. If one of your friend, a couple of your friends comes and tell, hello, Anirudh, I'm having a problem. My head is aching. I fell off somewhere and it's bleeding here and it's hurting me. And you start smiling, something like that. How does your friend feel, Anirudh?
Sad and, some and sad and a little bit mad because you're treating him badly.
Yeah, isn't it? You're right. So when someone is coming and telling your problem, you don't start smiling at that time, right? You don't smile at that time. But then when all this problem was reported and Nanda Maharaj was in a panic state, Balaram smiled. Balaram smiled and he said, Dad, don't worry about it. Krishna will be all right. You don't have to worry about him. He's an extraordinary person, extraordinary brother, younger brother. He's very powerful. No one can do anything. What to speak about this Kalia is nothing. So do not worry about this Kalia. He will be all right. And but then whatever you say, father's heart, parents' heart is not going to be pacified by these words. So they were very, very, really concerned and worried, and they just ran to the spot. They hurried, rushed to the Yamuna River, that spot over there. And they could see many of the cows and many of the boys were unconscious, motionless, pretty much looks like they were dead over there. And the gopis, they also joined, all the young gopis, Krishna's friends, right? So they were also there. They could see over there in a distance on the river over there in Yamuna that Krishna was completely coiled by the Kaliya. When they saw this one, they, without even taking any poison or anything, they all tap, 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 tap. They were falling unconscious. They were falling unconscious. So some of them were trying to revive them. Some of them were crying. The whole scene was very pathetic, very pathetic. So Nanda Maharaj was not sure what to do. Balaram was seeing, and he was still, Balaram was only one reaction on his face, smiling. Have you seen the ads in the toothpaste ads? You know, the toothpaste ads will see the only all this, lined up thing, shining and glittering and white in color. That, like the Krishna, only one emotion on Balram's face, you know, showing a poor toothpaste ad. He was smiling. Nothing was bothering.
Prabhuji,
Yeah, yeah. You go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
what is the house thingy in the river?
What is it? What?
The house thingy in the river that they're showing in the picture on the side.
Oh, housing in the river. You see, I don't know. You're asking a very challenging question. So it looks like the artist have drawn some palace for the Nagapatnis, right? If I can't even see the whole, let me increase the size and see what that is. Hold on. Who's that? Yeah, I don't know who that is. Who this is? Oh, looks like he's.
Prabhuji, I think it is the queens or the wives of Kaliya.
Yeah, you're right. Because look at that person who's lying down there. It looks like he's Kaliya in his different, because on his head you can see the hood, the snake, and the wives is right there. Yeah, you're right. Looks like this is a place of Kaliya.
Why does Kalia has a human body?
Well, this is just to show us. That's all. It's not really human body. This is the artistic way of showing something. Okay, don't get stuck with this painting completely. This is just to illustrate something, that they're all coming to Krishna and they are offering their prayers. That's all. Okay. Some of the paintings are the artist mood is not necessarily, it reflects everything what is there in Bhagavatam.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Very good. So let's move on here. So also Nanda Maharaj and everyone, they could see that the bad inauspicious omen means the signs that indicating something is bad. Let me reduce the size. Right. So you can see this beautiful picture. Look at this. My goodness. Can you imagine yourself being coiled by like this? Even the even to think about it, we'll faint ourselves. Looks like. So some of these pictures, some cartoon picture. Oh, my son, guess who that is then?
Yashoda. Yashoda.
Yeah.
Yashoda Mata.
Hmm. So Yashoda has gone to some school. Looks like she learned English. Oh, my son, right? Okay. So here comes Nanda Maharaj. Nanda Maharaj was ready to jump into the river to save Krishna. And you can see that Balaram is holding him. My dad, stop, 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 stop. Krishna will be all right. Don't worry, don't worry. And the aged people in the back, they're also trying to hold Nanda Maharaj. So they're all trying to hold Nanda Maharaj. As a father, he wants to just save his son. But Balaram is saying, stop, don't worry. And you can see the boy, one of the boy here, either he is unconscious or he's falling down and crying. I don't know what he's doing there, but you can take whatever way you want to. He closed his eyes and crying, or maybe he fainted. Oh, look at this. They all near the shore. This man over here looks like he's having a nice sleep. Looks like he's sleeping very nicely. It doesn't seem to be fainted. Okay. Look at Krishna fist. He is now just ready. If you get angry, you just make a fist like this. And
Prabhuji, Prabhuji,
yeah,
mostly Kalia is huge, right? In this picture, they're showing Krishna huge and Kalia small.
this, as I said, these are our paintings, okay? Just see as a painting, because we can't see these things. We should be thankful to the painters, the artists. At least they did something for us to visualize these things. Otherwise, if you close your eyes, we'll only get fearful things. We won't be able to imagine these things. So we have to be thankful for whatever the best that the artists have done for us to see. Now you see Krishna with his fist just punching the face, the head of Kalia. It won't tum, tap, tap, each and every head. It get nicely, he's getting proper treatment from Krishna. So you can see here more pictures. These already we saw. This we saw. Now Krishna comes. He just climbs on the top of Kalia. He just climbs up. He goes to the top. What does he do going to the top?
Prabhuji, I know.
What did he do?
He dances. He dances on top of one of the heads.
He dances.
Kalia Nardana, right? He just started dancing. If you watch many of these dances, like in Bharatanatyam or Kuchipudi,
Prabhuji,
all
Prabhuji,
hold on one second. All different dances, you can see they have these dance as an item. They perform Kaliya Nardana, how Krishna subdued Kaliya, and that episode is been nicely done by the artist. Yeah, go ahead.
Prabhuji, I need to tell that I watched a pastime, and when Krishna was dancing, they put some music like that and also said some words
Okay, very good.
and some songs like that. Something.
Krishna danced on each and every hood, every head, jumping from one head to another head to another head to this head. It was just breaking the head of the skull, of almost literally breaking. And Kalia couldn't tolerate any further. His eyes were pretty much popping out. Can you imagine how many eyes Kalia would have had if he had 100 heads, right? Every head.
Thousands of eyes.
No, it's a small math. It's not thousands of eyes. If one head has 2 eyes, if Kalia had 100 eyes, can you tell me how many total eyes?
240.
Oh, yeah, come on. You shouldn't be answering this question.
I think million.
All right. So many eyes. Yeah. Hold on one second. We are getting close. Let me get to some point here and then you can talk. Okay. If you don't mind, please mute yourself. So Krishna was jumping from one head to another head to another head to this head, and Kalia could not take any further. He was just, his eyes were literally popping out, and then he was vomiting blood, and he was severely internally there are a lot of damage was happening to him, and he just don't know what to do. He was just becoming weaker and weaker and weaker. And the Gandharvas and Siddhas and Charanas and all the Devatas on the top, they were all having a nice time watching this one, right? Really having fun time.
Heaven. Heaven.
They were just watching all this wonderful dance that Krishna was performing. Can you imagine if you have to dance on a stage? The stage is set so nicely, right? Over here, we can see the stage is made of wooden platform. It's very nice and smooth, and the light settings are put, and the stage is really cool during summer and warm during the winter. It's nice arrangement are done in auditorium on the stage, and the dancer comes there, and on the flat surface, the dancer performs beautiful dance. Now Krishna did not have any stage. His stage was the heads of the hoods of Kalia, but his dance was most perfect than any great dancers of the world that you can imagine of. The best dancer of all dancers is Krishna. Why? This is a story we can see, right? Kali and Ardhana. So when Charanas and Gandharvas and Devatas, they all saw the Devatas, and along with the family members, they all gathered there and watching this dance show, right? They were so very happy. Not only that, they started playing instruments, because when you play dance, when you dance, uh, uh, is any one of you going to dance class here?
Yes.
Mahati, any one of you
I'm
going to
going
dance
to
class?
a dance class too. I'm going for dance class.
I am
Your
about
dance.
to go to dance
I'm
class.
having dance classes.
Me too, Prabhu.
Okay.
Me too.
Can you get up? Can you get up and do some dance? No? You said you're going to dance class. When I said to dance, you're not even dancing. Why? Mahati, you want to dance? Stand up and do some steps. With a lot of pressure and hesitations, you finally got up. What are you going to dance now? Go ahead, dance. Mahati, dance. Dance. Everyone is watched. Please watch how beautifully, nicely Mahati is dancing. My God.
Wait, I need to tell something to Mahati.
Hold on. Please mute. Thank you, Mahati. Please back to your seat.
I know
So
the same thing.
hold on.
Same thing.
Hold on. So Mahati danced, but then wouldn't it be nice if there was some background music to it? Yes?
Yes.
Some veena, some violin, some mridanga, someone is singing song. So then how nice that dance will become, right? So Krishna was dancing without any instrument, without any music. Therefore, the devatas and everyone, when they gathered, they thought, wow, dance without music is so nice, but let's add music and instruments to it. They started playing instruments, and it was a lot of yeah, fun over there. Krishna was having a lot of good time. He couldn't stop dancing now because of the instruments being played. But who was being tormented? Who was going through a hard time? It was Kalia. Kalia was thinking, oh my God, why are they playing the instrument? Krishna has become more excited now. He's not stopping. So he was just thinking, what's going on? So he was literally out of breath. He was out of breath. You can see here this painting. Samanvi, Hare Krishna. You came to the right on the climax scene. So you already know this. Yeah. So now you can see here, Krishna is jumping from one hood to another hood and dancing here and there. And you see here, so many nice pictures, right? This is a famous picture, painting. Usually you can see, right? So all the Gopas and Gopis, they were just seeing what's happening here. Krishna doesn't seem to be afraid. He's having a good time, fun. Look at this picture. And you can see that they were trying to come to save Krishna, but Balram is stopping them. Oh, this is nice picture, painting. Nice. How beautiful, right? These paintings are. Now you can see that Krishna, Kalia is pretty much done. Kalia cannot take any further. So he's going to pretty much die at that point of time. All the wives of Kalia, Nagapatnis, they are called as Nagapatnis. They all arrived. They came in front of Krishna and started doing stotra, praising Krishna and seeking for forgiveness of what Kalia did and requested Krishna to bless Kalia and bless them. And what their prayers were, what did they ask for, how did they glorify Krishna, is beautiful, is really, really beautiful. In other words, whatever they are praying, they are saying are part of Bhagavad Gita. So what Krishna spoke in Bhagavad Gita are also there in these prayers. So we will see what they did in what the prayers were in our next Saturday class. Okay. So whatever we saw now, meditate.
Prabhuji, how about the previous life of Kalia?
Everything we'll talk about later. Okay. We haven't finished this session yet. So let's finish this and then we'll go at the end. Okay. Anything else? Any other questions? Okay, if no question, any adults have any questions? Any topics based on Bhagavatam, what we saw, what we did?
I have a question.
1 second, hold on. Your chance is going to come back again. Now let's move on to adults. So if you have any questions from today or previous, or if you're listening to Bhagavad Gita daily postings, if you have any questions, kindly please feel free to ask. Please do not forget, this is for adults. Do not forget, this is not a children program. This is your program. We are accommodating children. So kindly let's not forget this program. It's an adult program. I'm saying that because if someone has joined newly to this group, they should not think they should not ask questions as this is children program. I'm going to stop sharing. What question you have, Rukmini?
What is the homework?
Homework is just meditate on Kaliya and also start like how Diksha did. Start putting plans for Krishna Janmashtami. I really like that idea.
I like the part when like Kalia was attracted to Krishna and where Krishna was dancing on Kalia. That part was very funny.
Oh, thanks for sharing. That's really nice to share what you really like. Samanvi, what do you know about Kaliya story?
One thing I know that Krishna wasn't wanting to kill Kalia, but he wanted trying to defeat him.
Oh, that's nice point. Thank you. Okay, Bhavya has hands raised.
Prabhuji, my question is about the Sutra. So, what is exactly the meaning of Sutra? Because there are lots of books named as Mukundamala Sutram and Narada Sutram, something like that. And then you also said there's a Sutram in this, whatever the Nagapatis are saying, this is also like canonical Sutram. So, what exactly is the meaning of Sutra?
Stotra. It is called Stotram. Stotram is glorification. Okay, that's what Stotram means. Stotram is glorifying someone. So in our we always try to glorify someone. Even we don't call that as a stotram. We glorify someone. But when we glorify someone, there is an hidden agenda behind. Bhavya, you are such a wonderful devotee, Bhavya. You are amazing. Whenever I see you, I get so inspired. You're always with chanting a bag. Your lips are always chanting Krishna's name. You are dedicated devotee, always ready to come and do service. It's wonderful, Bhavya. You know what? Can you give me $100, please? Right? I do stotra of Bhavya. I glorify you because I wanted $100 from you. And that is how we all try to do stotram. We are first of all not qualified to be glorified, right? On top of it, when someone glorifies us, we think, yes, I'm completely fit for the glorification. That's another illusion. Therefore, the real stotram, real glorification is not meant for humans. The real glorification is meant for Krishna, the Supreme Lord, has to be glorified. Therefore, Nagapatni have done stotra, Mukundamala stotram. Many stotras are there to glorify the Lord. So it is very important and to learn this stotras, and we can recite this stotra to glorify Krishna. Okay, Bhavya?
Okay, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Diksha? Okay, look nice. Thank you. That's the one. Very nice.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. If no one has any question, I guess.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
I have one quick question, Prabhuji. It's a silly question. So it's related to the Bhagavad Gita, Prabhuji. So when we are in a deep sleep, like when we don't know any consciousness, so that means like all our indriyas will be shut down and our Atma will be with Paramatma, right, Prabhuji? When we are in a deep sleep.
Ask the question. The last. I understood where we are in the deep sleep, but then I didn't understand. You said Paramatma. What?
So when we are in a deep sleep, I like all our indriyas will be shut down, and Atma will be with the Paramatma, right? So why do we call that one as a Tamoguna, and why don't we be all the time with that mode, Prabhuji?
Okay. So there are different stages of sleep. Now we are in an awake state. Our senses are active. Everything is active. Our mind is also active. Now, when we go to sleep, our senses to see, to touch, some of these senses to smell, some of these senses are turned off because we are sleeping. That time we don't touch, we don't see things like that. The first level of sleep is the senses goes off, but the mind is active.
Mhm.
That's why we get dreams.
Yes. Mhm.
When sometimes people blesses us, right? When you go to sleep, have a sweet dream, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
That is not a blessing, that's a curse. Why? That means they are telling you don't have 100% good sleep. Your mind, let your mind be active. That's what they're trying to
Mhm.
say, which we don't want. Anyway, the
Mhm.
point here, when the mind is active, that is also not a good deep sleep. When the
Yes.
mind is
Mhm.
also resting, right?
Mhm.
Senses are rest, including the mind is in
Mind.
rest. That
Yes.
means only one thing is right there, Atma.
Yes.
But the Atma doesn't sleep.
Yes. That's right. Mhm.
It's interesting. Atma doesn't sleep, doesn't eat, doesn't cry, doesn't worry, it
Mhm.
doesn't any of those things. But Atma is always active.
Mhm.
At that state, it is in a state of connection with Paramatma in a deeper
Mhm.
state. Paramatma is always there. But
Yes.
when the Atma is free of external activities, We are cut off all our external activities. Therefore, it has its own time beside the external business. At that point of time, it has more chance to be connected and charged by in the association by connecting with Paramatma.
Paramatma, yes.
Connection is always there. But because our connection is distracted with material things, we are not making use of that connection. Now the mind is in rest, senses are in rest, Atma is by itself, and now it's able to utilize and charge itself from Paramatma, where by the blessings of Paramatma. By the blessings of Paramatma, we get charged. It's like we are putting our cell phone into the charger in the night time, and morning it's fully charged, right? 100%. Likewise, in the night time during the sleep, we get charged, and that becomes our energy for next day to function.
Yes. So then why do we call that one as a tamoguna, Prabhuji? That is my question actually. So we are will be with Paramatma, and that is a good thing, right?
That is because it doesn't happen consciously to us. Unconsciously it's happening. Are we thinking that tonight at 9 o'clock, I'm going to get connected to Paramatma? Are we thinking like that sleeping? Or my God, let me go to bed, it's too tiring. Or tomorrow Sunday, let me extra sleep. Right? We are not in that consciousness. Therefore, we are in mode of ignorance in that sense. Irrespective of whether we are in mode of tamoguna or sattva-guna, the activity of getting started.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
But we are not aware. We are not thinking like that. Therefore, we are in tamoguna, in our consciousness.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
For example, when you put the phone into the when you charge this phone, right, in the night time, what happens is it gives an apps that's been installed in this thing. So then the next day I can open up WhatsApp, I can open up Telegram, I can go to browser and everything. In other words, when we put the charger, we are not thinking every app is getting charged. We don't think like that. It's a phone battery getting charged.
Okay.
So there are details to it. We don't have that level of consciousness when we go to sleep.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Therefore, we are in mode of ignorance.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
But let me add one last point. But when we go to sleep, thinking that this sleep is for getting energy from Krishna, so I can tomorrow morning get up and do my pujas, my prayers, my chanting. Therefore, the body requires rest. In that consciousness, if we go to sleep, then that is very good.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Okay, it's 12:05. I think you can, Srini and Bhavya, if you all have questions, you can carry on in next class. Write down so that you don't forget. Okay. Ashok Prabhu, back to you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much for a very nice class today. And thank you to children who were very interactive today, and the adults too. So well, we'll meet next week.